Hello everyone, welcome to Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. I'm Kishore and I'm here to solve a consecutive pair Sudoku created by Kumar. This Sudoku has been taken from the recently concluded Sudoku Mahabharat Round 1 at Logic Masters India, which turned out to be a tough set to complete actually. And this was one of the Sudokus where many of the solvers had to guess because it was so difficult to find the logical continuation. Even I also guessed in this Sudoku during the contest. So I thought it would be nice to see how this Sudoku works logically, and that is the reason I am covering this Sudoku. I will add the link to all of the Sudokus in the contest in the description of the video. In fact, I will add the link which takes you to the page which has all the links of the Sudokus. Even though the contest is over, you can still try out all the Sudokus. They have excellent solve paths and should be a great challenge. And if you're enjoying the channel, please subscribe, and we would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. We are means close to hitting 1000 subscribers, and we would really appreciate if you help us reach there and take us on from there. So the rules are: each row, column and 3 by 3 box will have digits 1 to 9. So this is a row, this is a column, this is a column, and this is a 3 by 3 box. They all have digits from 1 to 9, and you see some white dots between the cells, right? So on either side of these cells you have digits which differ by 1, and not all possible dots are given. So which means that for near this 8 you can have a 7 without a dot, right? 7 and 8 differ by 1, so you can still have digits like this without a dot. So this is a consecutive pair Sudokus. We'll start the solve now. Okay, the start is in row 7. You can notice that 1 cannot be in any of these dots, because if 1 is in any of these dots, then you would need a 2 near it, but 2 is already here. So that gives me a 1 here. And so which means that you have a sequence of 2 dots which have 3 consecutive digits, and again 2 dots which have 3 consecutive digits, and you already have the digits 1, 2 and 9 outside. So which means that one dot would have to have the sequence 3, 4, 5, and the other would have to have the sequence 6, 7, 8. So this can be 6, 7, 8, and this can be 3, 4, 5 also. So but one thing we know for sure, the middle digits must be 4, 7, right? Because 3, 4, 5, 4 would be middle, and 6, 7, 8, 7 would be middle. So this we can write confidently. And now look at row 4. Look at these sequence of 3 consecutive dots, so which means they have 4 consecutive digits in these cells, and the only way to fill in those is by writing 2, 3, 4 and 5. There is no other possibility, because 1 is eliminated, and due to the presence of this given 6, 7, 8 and 9 are also eliminated. So that leaves us only 2, 3, 4, 5. So either this could be 2, 3, 4, 5 this way, or 2, 3, 4 and 5 this way. This is the only possible sequence. Now it's about writing the digits which surely have to go inside these dots. So at this point people would be beginning to struggle, because there is no fixed digit that you have got it except this one. So let us go to this sequence of 4 dots. So we know that 9 cannot be in any of these dots because of the presence of 8. So which means you can have either 1, 2, 3, 4 in either order. It can also be this way, but 1, 2, 3, 4 is not possible, because 1 is removed from the extremities, and 1 can never be in the middle of a cell, because that would break the Sudoku. So which means you can have 2, 3, 4 and 5 either way. It could also be 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. So, or you can have 3, 4, 5, 6, or you can have 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 3 possibilities that are before us, and we do not know which one is the sequence. But if you notice closely, in all these possibilities 4 is common. 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact 4 and 5 are both common. So we can surely say that 4 and 5 must be in these 4 dots, without which this sequence cannot be satisfied. And now looking at row 3, because of 1 and 3 being here, 2 cannot be in any of these dots. However, 2 could be here, and that is eliminated by the presence of a given clue. That gives me a 2 in here. And now you have made a 4, 5 here, so which means 4 and 5 go in here in box 1, and that means you can make some pencil marks in here, 6, 7 and 9. Okay, so because we made these pencil marks, we can eliminate one of the possibilities. We had 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 5, 6 and 7. 4, 5, 6 and 7 can be eliminated now, because then 6 and 7 would be removed from both of these cells, and 9 would have to be in both cells. That is not possible. So it is 2, 3, 4, 5 or 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, right? In both the cases, 3 also becomes a common digit now. So we can say for certain that 3, 4 and 5 must be in these cells, and the fourth digit must either be 2 or 6, which we do not know. So okay, so until this point, with a little bit of effort, you can make some digits, and beyond this the Sudoku gradually becomes harder. Now let us look at these sequence of 4 dots. Obviously they cannot contain 8 and 9 because of the 7 being here. So which means we can have from 1 to 4 or 2 to 5 or 3 to 6. So again you have a sequence, 3 possibilities before us. It could either be 1 to 4 or 2 to 5, or it could be from 3 to 6. Can it be from 3 to 6? If you have 3, 4, 5, 6 here, what do you have in these 2 cells? It cannot be 1, 2, 7, 9. It cannot be 3, 4, 5, 6. So that leaves us 8 in both these cells, which is not possible. Which means that 3, 4, 5, 6 is ruled out. So you have either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is the only possible option left to us. I mean 2 possible options left to us, and in both the cases you may notice that 2, 3 and 4 are common in these 3 cells, right? And you have 1, 2, 7, 9, you have a 3, 4 in these dots, so which means we can write some pencil marks here. They become 6, 8 and 9, and 3 and 4 get into these 3 cells. So again, if you notice closely, we have just made a lot of pencil marks, lot of corners, and just one given digit. So this is the break-in of the Sudoku. We are very near to the break-in of the Sudoku. So at this point, it would be really struggle to find the logical continuation. So many people would become impatient and guess. So even me, I also guessed during this exactly at the same point. So now the break-in lies in row 8. Let's see how it works. You can't have 2 in here. Because you have a given 2, so 2 was eliminated. So let us see now. And can you have a 3 in here? If you have a 3 in here, 2 and 4 must be adjacent, and because of this 2 you get the 2 here, and this is forced to be a 1, which is also not possible. So you can't have 3 in there, right? You had a 2, 3, 4 in here. Sorry, let's retrace that. 2, 3, 4. We eliminated 2 from here. Now we are eliminating 3 from here. Now look closely. Can this be a 2? If this is a 2, 1 and 3 must be adjacent. But 1 is eliminated from both the options, so this is not a 2. So we eliminated 2 from here and we eliminated 2 from here. But we know that 2 must be in these 4 cells. And now that leaves exactly 2 options for the 2, row 8 column 3 and row 8 column 5. And in both the cases, this cell is adjacent to the 2, which means this can be 1 or 3. So watch closely how the break-in is beginning to form. Now you can't have the 1 here because you have 2 successive dots next to 1, which means that if 2 is in one of these 2 cells, then this must be a 3. A very tough break-in to obtain, but with this break-in you'll see how smoothly the Sudoku proceeds. It's really a pleasure to solve the Sudoku after this. You'll just see this is the break-in point, getting the 3 in here. Now we can continue. We can remove all these corners. We know that this would be 2, 4. So this could be 2, 3, 4 and 5, or this could be 4, 3, 2 and 1. Both are possible, but now this would help us. You can't have the 4 in here, right? Because then you need 3 and 5. So 4, 4 is not possible here, which means this has to be a 7, which means this becomes a 6, 8, and that becomes a 4. This becomes a 3, 5. You have a 3 here, so that's a 5. That's a 3, and that 4 gives me a 2 in here, giving me a 4 in here. And now we know that this must be a 1. Superb. So you're getting a lot of digits now. Okay. Let's look at these sequence of dots which we have not yet visited. They can't have an 8, which means they can't have a 9 as well. So they could be 1, 2, 3, 4, but 1, 2, 3, 4 are eliminated because of this. They could be 2, 3, 4, 5, but only option left to us would be then this way, 2, 3, 4 and 5, but 3 is already here. So 2, 3, 4, 5 is also eliminated. Now we have 3, 4, 5, 6 or 4, 5, 6 and 7. 4, 5, 6 and 7 is eliminated because that would put 4 at the extremities, and both the extremities can't contain a 4. So that leaves us only one option, which means it could be 3, 4, 5 and 6 or 3, 4, 5 and 6. You could very easily see that 6 can't be here. So that's a 3, that's a 4, that's a 5, that's a 6. Superb, guys. Look how smoothly the Sudoku is going now, but getting this 3 at row 8 column 4 is extremely difficult to see. So the 5 now gives me a 2 in here, that gives me a 3 in here, a 4 in here and a 5 in here. And now we can do some stuff here. 5 is not possible here, 4 is not here, 3 is not here, this is not a 4. So all these are fixed digits, which means that they must be in those 4 cells. So we know that 4 is in one of these 2 cells. So which means this would have to be a 3 or a 5. Okay, we can write the center candidate there. Okay, and 4 in box 1 has only one option because of 4s in columns 2 and 3, that becomes a 4. Look at column 2, the remaining digits are 5, 7 and 9. We can just put it in there. This is not 5, that's 7, 9. And if you look at this digit, it cannot be 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. It cannot be 8, and obviously 9 is also not possible. So that's a 3, 5. And you have a 3, 5 pair in here. So which means this cell has to be a 4 because it has both 3 and 5 as its neighbor. So this would be a 4. And which means this cell, let me remove the corners from here. This is 3, 4, 5, 6 or 5, 4, 3, 2. This is the only option. Okay, 2 in column 1 has to be in one of these cells. Okay, now let's look at this dot. It can't contain 1, 2, 4, 6 and 7. So this would be 3, 5, 8, 9. 3 is eliminated and 9 also can be easily eliminated. So this is 5 or 8, and you can't have 5 here because you need a 4 in one of these cells. That is not possible. So that's 8, which means this becomes a 7, 9. That becomes a 4, 5, 6. This is not 4. So 4 goes in here, which means these 2 cells must be a 4, 5. And that means that is a 6. And 5 gives me a 3 in here, 2 in here, a 5 in here. And this 5 resolves this 4, 5 pair. Okay, look at column 5. Where does the 9 go? 9 cannot be in box 2, so 9 goes here, 3 goes here, So 9 in box 3 must be in one of these cells because of this 9. So that means this is not a 9. We are at the tipping point now. 2, 4, 5, 1, 7, 8. So we need 3, 6. Okay, I'm sorry. Look at this. I have actually made some wrong pencil marks here, guys. Sorry for this. So if you look at this box 1, 2, 7, 9, I made 6, 8, 9 here. So instead of that, this must be 5, 6 and 8. But thankfully I haven't used that. I haven't made use of that pencil marks yet. So if you remember at the start, we got some fixed digits in here which could range from 1 to 4 or 3 to 6. And we deduced that 3 and 4 must surely be inside. So 1, 2, 7, 9, 3 and 4 would give us 5, 6 and 8, not 6, 8 and 9. So excuse me for making wrong pencil marks here. So 5 is not here, that's 6 and 8. 6 is not here, that's 5 and 8. And now looking at column 8, 1, 7, 8, 2, 4, 5. So we need 3, 6 and 9. This becomes a 9 because of 3 and 6. That becomes a 3, 6 pair. And now these 3 cells must be 1, 7, 8. And these 3 cells must be 1, 2, 6 for this box. Okay, the Sudoku is still hanging on. Okay, look at this cell. This can only be 5, 9. Oh, this cannot be a 9. It has to be a 5 because you have 9 here. Which means this is 8, this is 6, this becomes 3, this becomes 6. And row 8 can be completed. That is a 9. So that is a 7. That is a 5. That is a 9. This box can be finished 6, 8. And this box can be finished 1, 2. This box must be 4, 5. Let me remove these stray pencil marks in here. So you have 4 in here. So that's a 5. That's a 4. 9 must be in one of these 2 cells because 9 cannot be here. So 9 goes in here because of the 9 here. And which means the 1 in column 7 has to be here. That gives us a 7 in here. So this becomes a 7, 8. This becomes 1, 2, 3. And 2, 3 gives me 1 in here, 3 in here, or 2 in here. So looking at row 6, we can make the 1, 7 pair in here, and which means 2 has to be here. 2 can't be here. And now where does the 5 go in box 4? 5 has to be here, which means this would have to be 4 because of the consecutive dot, and that would have to be 8. This one gives me a 7 in here. That resolves this 7, 9. This would be a 9. And that becomes a 7, 8, 7, 8. That would be 1 to complete the row. And we are left to finish the Sudoku now. So that becomes, this is 8, 7. That becomes a 6, 9 pair because of this. Now row 2 can be completed. So that is a 1. And that becomes a 2, 6. This one gives me a 1 in here, a 2 in here, a 2 in here, a 6 in here, a 6 in here, 8 in here. Excellent. So that is a 7. And now you can resolve the final 6 digits, 7, 8, 8, 6 and 6 and 9. And there you go. So we have completed this consecutive pairs from Sudoku Mahabharat. You can see that it had a really narrow starting digit. It was very tough to find that the 3 has to be in row 8 column 4. But once you found that digit, the solve was smoothly progressing. And it is not a crime to guess in the Sudoku during the contest because such narrow starting points are really difficult to find with the timer running, and especially with points at stake. If you are stuck on a Sudoku, then the contest, you can forget about the contest. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Do hit the subscribe button. We'll see you soon.